My name is Agnes Kreselek, and I had my first Pitbull Terrier when I was 16 years old. It happened in 1996, but I always had dogs before, so I was not a first-time dog owner. Since then I have no other dogs than Pitbull Terriers. Since 2003 I have XXL Pit Bulls as well. The name, XXL, is a slang name. Sometimes they are also called designer pit bulls. According to my experiences, they have not much in common with the real pit bulls. They are much more a type, which was created by fashion, only parts of them, and quite few show the same level of working abilities like the, in quotes, the original pit bulls. Pit Bull Terriers were the cross of different breeds and type of dogs, and this is the reason why so many type of pit bulls exist, from the basically more bull type ones to terrier types. Initially, of course, they were used for a lot of purposes, from rat hunting to supporting and guarding families, and of course for dog fights. To tell you sincerely, although we are against dog fights, I have to admit that in their history, during these pit fights they developed a high level of intelligence, as they had to adapt to all new situations in the arenas, and they had to win by all costs. Selection was above the average among them, and it happened in very harsh conditions, and in the past decades it is missing, or beginning to vanish from many of the main and leading bloodlines. In the past, many winner pit bulls, and not primarily weight-pulling winners, lived together with other animals and other dogs, and they could handle this situation well. They knew what was the expectation in connection with them in a hot situation, and in others, and they could make a difference between the two. Pit Bull Terriers have become a very popular breed, and a fashionable as well, and this set of mind has changed in many ways, and here, of course, I am not talking about really responsible breeders, who really concentrate on the temperament of this breed. What is very important to know in connection with them is, and everybody who is thinking on to own one of them should know that they are not primarily, or at all, pack dogs. They cannot be taken easily, and without conflicts into a dog community. They can be kept together with other dogs, but in a separated way, otherwise you will have conflicts, fights, injuries, and vet costs regularly. This is in their genes, it is genetics, and I have to admit that it is very difficult, if possible at all, to override it by education and training. They are a short-haired breed, not primarily for cold climates, but at the same time they are above the average healthy, without hereditary health problems. They are very dominant and high-tempered dogs, and when you choose them, you have to think over whether you are really ready for them, or not, as they will have the same character when they will be more than 10 years. It is quite improbable that they will be more slow, or relaxed. They are above the average energetic in their whole life. If you plan to live with them, you also have to measure that wherever you go, or travel, they will not be welcomed, as they are banned almost all over the world, and people have prejudices in connection with them, partly because of the unprepared owners, who choose and buy them, but cannot control them. One part of the people like them, and the other part hates them, and unfortunately, I have not seen much cases between the two. If you do not have the time and the energy to give them tasks, and cannot get them tired every day, this breed can cause a lot of troubles. In connection with them, whether you like it or don't, you have to be prepared that they can get into a fight situation with any other dogs, even because of the smallest issue or conflict. As I do not recommend a German Shepherd, a Rottweiler, or a Malinois for a first-time dog owner, I do not recommend pit bulls as well. They are a very strong-willed dog breed, who can be used for multifunctional purposes, if they have an owner who is capable of handling them well, and in a proper way. According to my breeding experiences, and I am rescuing pit bulls as well, approximately 20% of them are on below the average energy level. The remaining 80% is extremely energetic and active, and it is not easy to handle for an average future dog owner. With this breed, it will be extremely difficult for you to find the right ways to give your dog the required amount of activities, as it is difficult to take them to dog societies to play, or to walk them without a muzzle. In my opinion, this breed is not for unstable and weak personality people. I have seen cases like this, and never ended well. With them, you always have to concentrate, and be one step ahead, and be aware that what can happen in a given situation. A lot of people disagree with me, but I have been rescuing pit bulls for a long time, and I have to be very cautious to choose to whom I can give a dog like them so that it can have a good ending. It is really not easy, and I have bad experiences as well, mainly with people who have an ideal picture, or rather painting, about them which has nothing to do with reality. A person with mental problems cannot be a perfect owner and master of this breed, and it can lead to really serious problems and dangers to the owner and its surroundings. Pitbull Terriers ate in average very human-friendly, and for them the owner is a god, in capital letters. In the old times, when they were used for dog fights, one of the basic aspects of selection was that they could not be aggressive against humans, as they had to step in sometimes and a fighting dog cold, and must not attack a human. In the past decades, unfortunately, this have been changed, partly because of mass breeding. This is why I state that this breed is not for unstable personalities, or for first-time dog owners with no experiences with dogs, or who buy a dog instead of a rabbit, because they consider them adorable when they are puppies. There are different types of pit bull terriers with different energy levels. If you plan to have a dog like these, you can absolutely judge the future activity level of a dog when they are around 3 to 4 months. Of course, here, never forget what I said about the 20 to 80% average ratio that I have been talking about. If, by any means, you choose this breed, by our days, there are a lot of ways to give them the work they require and drain their energies. If you keep them in walls, even a treadmill can be very useful for you, but weight pulling can be ideal as well. There are different championships and occasions what you can join, and can be very useful for you and your dog. Weight pulling is getting more popular, and we never understood why some animal protection groups are against it. If you go to an event like this, you will see that the dogs that are present there enjoy this activity and consider it as a challenge. My dogs are striving to get into the harness, even when no weights are around.